most guys stuck with corn induced ED aren't being honest with themselves, right? They say on one hand they want to recover. Oh, I want to recover. I want to be on point. I want to be back in the dating market, all that type of stuff. But their actions say otherwise, right? Now, if that's you, this might sting, but you need to hear this. Number one, saying you quit, but still edging or scrolling. Now, your brain doesn't care, right, if you didn't finish, right? There's always going to be those temptations out there. And if you haven't noticed, one of the easiest ways for people to make money off of you is your lust, right? Not being in control of your emotions, right? Your time, energy, and attention, where you're scrolling, where you're putting your time, right? Your brain is just wired that way. And what happened is, you know, these people on the internet, they figured out, okay, this guy's his brain is wired a certain way. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go ahead and exploit him. We're gonna create OF. We're gonna create all these, you know, IG models and all this type of stuff, so that we can make money off him. We can make millions because he has this desire that he doesn't have control of. Right? He's gonna keep scrolling. He's gonna always come back. He's a creature of habit, and we're gonna make millions off. And you see these people, man, they're spending crazy amount of money, man, six figures, millions on an OF person that you're never gonna meet. They're finessing you, right? So you got to be very careful when on one hand you say you want something, but then you're not taking the action behind it, right? The the most obvious like sign that you're not doing, scratch that. Your actions show what you want. It's as simple as that. If you're taking action, right? If you're putting in the work to become a better man, that shows. It clearly shows, right? And if you're not taking that action, then you just don't want it. It's very simple, right? It's zero or one. It's either you want to quit and you want to improve, or you don't want to quit. You don't want to improve. You want to stay in the same place, right? Because those people that actually want it, they're going to take action versus the people who are stuck in the same place year after year, month after month, decade after decade. That's going to be you. Those are the results that you're going to get. So really the question you got to think of is not, oh, do I book a call with me, right? That's not what you got to ask. What you got to ask yourself is, are you tired? You know? Do you want to live the same exact way you've lived all this time? You want to be in the same position a year from now? 5 years, 10 years? What would that look like? Just think about it, right? It's probably not a happy existence that you would want, right? And then you wonder why so many people have these, mental health issues. And that's not what this video is about, but and be in one direction. Choose what you want. Don't keep going back and forth, and then think when it's been 10 years. I mean, yeah, you can solve the problem, but you just lost 10 years. How much was that 10 years really worth to you? How much was that year really worth to you? Number two, saying it's not that bad. I think what really happened is a lot of times people don't have someone to go to for an issue like this, right? Because it's like, who do I even ask about something like this, right? That's kind of how I felt. I felt like there was no one to really guide someone in this direction from A to Z. Like, I mean, from, you're down bad to where like, okay, you pretty much have like a consistent dating life, all that type of stuff. Like, and although we're really talking about habits and just performance, man, like, I'm telling you, I feel like there's not really those resources out there, especially specialized for, PIED, right? And meanwhile, things like your confidence, your relationship life, and even like mental health are just falling apart. And you're saying it's not that bad, but you're missing out on milestones if you think about that, right? And it's important, right? These are lifelong decisions, right? Things like relationships, right? And even things like confidence can literally be the difference between you making the type of money you want to achieve and not making it, right? Getting the type of woman you want and not getting it, right? Getting the type of job, money, the physique that you want. All of these things, man, confidence plays a factor in the equation. So when you say it's not that bad, I mean, that just shows the type of standards that you have for your life. So keep that in mind. I mean, if you're fine with those type of standards, that's one thing. But I mean, you have a certain potential for you to reach certain goals that you probably already have them. Maybe it's to get on that business, get that promotion, get that fitness, get the girl, whatever it is, but don't lie to yourself, right? And then the other thing we do is we kind of normalize dysfunction, right? And we kind of normalize especially unhealthy living habits, right? If you guys remember, or if you guys know Brian Johnson, he's another health guy out here. It's crazy, and even a lot of people have talked about this, how in society we normalize a lot of these negative things, right? You have, alcohol, you have all these different types of you could just say stimulants or bad habits that in terms of reaching your goals, right? You have these different obstacles that are in the way. So you're here and you want to get up here, and you have these different obstacles, and sure, you could have, you know, basically following your bad habits. It could be, smoking, lust, whatever all these other things are, and they can get in the way of getting to that goal. And what happens is usually people have a few of them, or at least one, that kind of, it slows down their progress. So they might try to break through it, but it's kind of slowing things down, and then maybe they'll get there. But what happens if you close these things and you get a little bit more wind and a little bit more fuel, right? You just go a little bit faster. And that's how you got to look at life, right? Because you only have a certain amount of time, and society loves to normalize a lot of these things, man. So don't just think that they're not going to affect you just because everyone else is doing them. I mean, is that the type of life you want? Do you want to be like everyone else? I mean, if so, then maybe this video isn't for you. But if you know that you want more out of life, it starts with the habits, the promises that you tell yourself, all of that. Acting like you have time. You've already lost weeks, months, and maybe even years. Probably a lot of you is years in the same exact position. We're talking about years. Like, I think sometimes it's hard for people to face that reality because they're the ones who are although it might not be necessarily all your fault, it's 100% your responsibility, right, to solve your problems. And especially as a man, you have to take accountability for your actions, right? And in this case, it might have not been your fault how you got stuck in this situation, but it's 100% your responsibility to make it out, improve, and be that type of man that your family can depend on, that people need around them, right? And all that time that's wasted, you don't get any of that back. Sure, you could have made progress in certain areas, and again, no line is always 100% straight, but remember, that's a lot of time wasted. Think of the opportunity cost. Think of this. Let's compile and put together all the amount of time you spent scrolling on the sites, wasting time, relapsing, all that energy. Think about that. That's probably so much time. There's so much time that you were just wasting doing those other things that, I mean, every single day now that you put it off, it's just another day that you're stuck in that cycle. And that's not where you want to be. If you want to change your life, that's just not it. How are you going to do that if you're in the same place making the same moves? And it all starts up here with the mindset that you have and the beliefs, what you think is possible for your life. But a lot of times, majority of people are shackled by their own thoughts. It's not even what's out there, what people are saying here, what people are going to think. It's your own mind, your own thoughts. Hoping it'll fix itself. Now, this induced ED does not fix itself or heal passively, right? You have to take specific actions to heal this, right? And right, a lot of things take structure, and the quickest way to solve a problem, right, is to apply knowledge to a problem, right? You get the right information, you apply that information to a problem, and you can have a different outcome. But a lot of times, people, it's weird, especially with the, things like this. People just try to do the same exact thing, including myself, right? It's like you do the same thing over and over again, and you expect a different result. That's just not how life works, right? Literally, think about it. If you stay in the exact same position you're in, you take the same actions, you're going to have the same results. Let me repeat that again. You're going to have the same results, right? So be intentional with where you put that time, energy, and attention. Take action on these things that I'm saying, man. And if you feel like you need more help, you want to stop playing games, you're dealing with the corn induced ED and you want to fix it for good, man, click the link below to book a free call. Let's see how I can help you. Again, because the choice is yours. You can live the life of your dreams, or you can watch it pass by and have a life full of regret. The choice is yours.